There is a useful visualization called Smart Narrative, which allows you to add some custom text to explain your visuals. I'd like to add a custom Smart Narrative to this median age page. So I'm just going to lift this gauge up a little bit because I'd like it to sit underneath here. I'm going to click on a blank part of the canvas and I'm going to click this button here, which is my Smart Narrative visual. And it appears over here. So I'm just going to move it. Oh, this message comes up and says no summaries found. Just click close. I'm going to move this Smart Narrative and resize it. And I'm just going to pop it underneath this gauge. And I might even stretch it, because I want to create a smart narrative at the foot of my gauge. Now, the first thing I want to do is type in it some text. When looking at the continent, space. Now I want to add a value that says what continent I happen to be looking at, which at the moment is Oceania. So I'm going to click on plus value and I'm going to type continent. Now a number of options appear and the option I want is age data continent. So I click that and I'm going to change this value here to continent name. So the value that I'm saying is the continent name. And I'm going to go save. So then it says when looking at the continent, and that has grabbed the continent I've chosen in my list slicer and says Oceania. Now I'm going to click at the end of here and press the right arrow until I get to the right. And I'm just blinking over here till I get to the right of Oceania. And it's there that I want to press space and I want to type some more text. And the text I want to type is and the year space. Now I hit the plus value again. And this time I'm looking for a value that is year. And I click on the option year. And I give it the name year. And I save it. So now it's telling me the year I've chosen, which when I look up here in my drop down slicer is 2020. So it's starting to pick up things that I've chosen, the continent and the year. Now I'm going to click at the end of year, hit the right arrow until I get blinking over here, the other side of 2020. And I'm going to press spacebar and I'm going to type the average age is space. I'm then going to go up to plus value and I'm going to type average age. There it is there. I click it, it even shows me the value. I could even format it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to choose average age. I'm going to call that value average age, one word, and I'm going to save. And so it's telling me the average age for the chosen continent and the chosen year is 27.42. I could have formatted that to, if I click it, I could have formatted it to 0 decimal places and save. And so that gives me 0 decimal places. From there, I would like to simply stop it there. So I could go right arrow until I get to the end and I could just put a full stop if I wanted to. So we're basically mixing text with some values that we've searched for. I'd like to select all the text, Control A, and I want to change the font color to this blue, which is 3257A8. And I might even increase the size of it to maybe 14. And I might make it centered. So it sits underneath my gauge and intelligently gives me smart narrative. So the whole idea is if I choose Africa, it changes my smart narrative and it changes my value. And Asia and Europe. And if I was to choose a different year, such as 2025 or 2000, when looking at the continent Europe and the year 2000, the average age is 36. And so, yeah, that's smart narrative. I'll save my Power BI file. Done.